Hello and welcome to our channel, How We Move the Decimal. In this video today, I am doing more photography for eBay. Like I've said in previous videos, I like to batch work. So I will take a weekend and photograph as many things as I can in one weekend, and then I will list it throughout the month or however long it takes me to list it. Honestly, it's kind of embarrassing how long it takes me to list these things. But last time I batched photographied was in August, so I did it again in February of this year, and I am recording or narrating this in April. So that tells you how long it takes me to even upload a YouTube video. But today I am working on clothes, and my husband, who's on the other side of our dining room table, is working on hard goods, but right now he is clearly playing with kinetic sand with our youngest daughter. So this is just a part-time gig for us. This is not full-time. We have no aspirations of quitting our full-time jobs to do this. We don't want to run courses and tell you how to do it. I don't want to, buy a warehouse or anything like that. This is strictly extra, I don't want to say fun money, because honestly, we've had a couple stuff come up recently, and what we've spent the eBay money on has not been fun by any means. But we use this money just to make life hurt a little less. We may be using it to pay for camps for our kids or sports, or recently medical bills for me in particular, but things that you don't necessarily plan for every year, and they might sneak up on you. So we will use our money for that. I will say it's been a little bit more difficult since eBay has gone to manage payments and it doesn't go to a PayPal account that we don't touch. So now it goes to a bank account, and we do not have it go to our main bank account, and that's probably one of my best advice to give. I am not a financial person, but the best advice I can give, at least it's very helpful with taxes, that we have all of our eBay money going into a separate bank account. Also, this helps us save, because if it went into our main bank account, we would just spend it and we wouldn't keep track of it. So it's kind of like a savings account. This is our eBay savings account, and unfortunately, like most middle-class Americans, this is our only savings account. It's very difficult for us to save when you are very tight every month, and unfortunately for me, I did lose one of my jobs recently because one of the colleges I work for is closing. And that was very abruptly. They gave us 4 weeks notice. And unfortunately, they told all of us after most colleges have already hired for the fall. So I will probably be without employment, at least in that area, for, I'm hoping, just the fall semester, and I could find something by spring, but I could be out for an entire year, which is making eBay more important. I don't know if I will increase my time working on eBay, since I will have more time to do it. I still have my other part-time job, but losing this job was a pretty big hit to us financially, and I'm not sure I could make up for my income with just eBay sales alone, especially with how eBay's been doing recently. And I have noticed since probably right after the holiday buying, and when we've seen inflation, and honestly after the gas prices really started going up, I started seeing that my eBay sales have gone down. I'm still steadily selling things, but it may be 5 or less items a week versus a couple items a day. I was never selling more than 5 items a day, but I was steadily selling, 1 to 3 items a day, and now I'm lucky to get 1 to 5 items a week. I've cut down on going to the post office, 1, because of gas prices, and 2, it's not worth my time to take one package to the post office. And I've discussed in previous videos, they will not come and pick up packages for us. I know other people, they have no issues with that. The post office will come and pick up packages. we don't live in the best area, and I don't know if I would trust packages being sitting out all day while nobody is home either to be picked up. I have tried to do scheduled pickup before, and they were never picked up. So that's really not an option for us. So because sales have gone down and the price of gas has gone up, I have decided that I only ship on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Fridays to get before the weekend. So any sales I make, I want to ship out on Friday before the weekend, and Monday to get any sales I make over the weekend. And honestly, I've probably the past 3 weeks, I have not shipped on both of those days. Like I may just ship on Monday and Friday, or I may just ship on Wednesday. I'm not consistently making sales on all of those days enough to the point that I need to ship every day. And something that I haven't done in previous years that I've started doing this year because the price of gas has gone up, I'm tracking my mileage to the post office. And previously I did not do that because the post office is only 4.2 miles away from my house. And it wasn't going to be that big of a payoff, but because of the price of gas and everything this year, it's going to be a larger payoff. So I've started tracking my mileage. So the things I've changed so far this year are I've limited the amount of days I ship. I've put 2-day handling time on everything so I can ship on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I have also started tracking my mileage. And I know I should have been tracking it before. That was money left on the table that I could have deducted off of our taxes. But it was more of a hassle for me to do that. Now it's becoming more prohibitive for me to do that, and I need to start doing that. And I enter that every month. So I mark down the days that I do go to the post office. And at the end of every month, I use GoDaddy bookkeeping. And at the end of every month, I add that in. If you've seen any of my previous videos, we had a pretty massive car repair bill come up, and the wear and tear on my vehicle. In general, I decided I needed to start tracking miles. I had catastrophic engine failure in my van and had to completely replace the engine. And I didn't have the option of buying a new car. So we replaced the engine in the van. And we were fortunate enough because of eBay, we were able to have enough money squirreled away that it didn't hurt as much. We did not have enough to pay for the whole bill because if you've ever had a complete engine replacement, it's quite expensive, but it's a lot cheaper than buying a new vehicle in this market. And I'm assuming a grand majority of everybody watching my videos doesn't have, $40,000 lying around. I'm not buying a Tesla. I drive a minivan. It's very classy. It's very old. It's almost 10 years old. So I had to spend several $1,000s to put a new engine in a van that's almost 10 years old with over 100,000 miles on it because I had no other option. And I think a lot of people out there can really feel that, especially now. And I feel like in the middle class, we're feeling that a lot. I don't qualify for any help, but I don't make enough to float. I've started, redoing what we're eating. We're changing our eating habits. We're changing, maybe what's for dinner. Tonight I'm making bacon, and my son has gotten large enough and my other children have started eating enough that we're going through almost 3 pounds of bacon if I make it. And right now bacon is almost $5 a pound. So I'm becoming more aware of what I'm spending on food and what we're eating, if that makes sense. I'm not necessarily cutting back as much, but we are becoming very aware. My cat has made it into the video again. He has a vendetta against the lint roller. I couldn't think of what it was called. He has a vendetta against that. And anytime he sees it, he has to knock it off the table. And he has to be very into what I'm doing. Bless his heart. But, I feel like it is a kid no matter what, I'm having a kid at my youngest has been at the table, my cat's at the table. My husband is currently photographing my original Furby. So this was my Furby when I was little, and it's not the first release of the Furbies. It is technically the second release. It is the late 90s. I think it's 98. It's terrifying. It does not work. We tried putting batteries in it, so we sold it for parts, and it's actually already sold. It's sold within 2 days for parts. I didn't realize how much people wanted Furbies, and we got a positive feedback on it. So they have my broken Furby that its eyes would not move. Honestly, I don't know anybody that actually played with the Furbies. We've had the Furbies. I had the Furbies. My kids had the weird Hatchimal things. I don't think anyone's actually played with them. It's more like a status symbol, like, I have a Furby. But we're not like, man, I can't wait till I get home from school to play with the Furby. So I don't know. I'm sure it's somebody on doing TikTok or something, because the 90s are coming back. And a lot of people have been buying vintage stuff for stuff like that. And you know what? Go team, because that means I'm selling my crap. And we were falling victim to this too. We were looking at old toys from our childhood, and my husband has a very soft spot for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I never got into watching them. He did. I was more of like He-Man and She-Ra and Thundercats and Gargoyles. Oh my gosh, Disney Plus has the Gargoyles cartoon on it, and I was obsessed with that cartoon growing up, like absolutely obsessed. So I was so happy that they had it. I also really liked the X-Men cartoon growing up too. But people are buying 90s toys. My generation wants to show their children their childhood. Anytime we find anything funny, we have a rotary phone, and I like to take it to class with me to show my students and be like, look, try dialing this phone and get very frustrated, because you'll get 4 numbers in and then it skips and you have to start all over again. And it was so funny when I had my last baby and we were in the hospital, and my 2 other children came to visit, and my son, who was almost 8, came and was like, what is that? And he pointed at the phone, because he'd never seen like a phone. He'd only ever seen cell phones. And it was so funny. And those of you that are Generation X or millennials or whatever, whenever we made the phone signal, it was your pinky out and your thumb out, and that was talking on the phone. Ask any child under the age of 12 to make a phone, to pretend like they're talking on the phone, and they don't do the pinky out and thumb out. They hold it like you're holding a brick on the side of your face. So like sociologically, that's one of the major things we've seen with play. So when they're talking on the phone, they're using a calculator. They're not holding a banana to the side of their head. They're holding a calculator to the side of their head. So it's very interesting. So thank you for watching our video, and I hope you tune in to other ones, and see you next time.